Things are getting slightly real. Things are getting slightly real. So you see, there is no point of trying to hide from it. Basically, this is Thanos. It's Thanos. It's Thanos. You see, I hate doing reactions, but I understand the YouTube algorithm. You have to give a quick reaction and so forth. But old school people of the football huts will know that I'm a post-match analysis merchant. But I had to evolve because when you have to evolve, you have to look at the algorithms and you need those quick reactions. But anybody who's been following the football hut is I like the very long analysis, 20, 30 minutes, where I go into serious detail. So these are for those old school guys. Obviously, this one's be like that's probably do another video, but this is just because I have to have time just to write, like, take in what has happened and what could happen. What has happened and what could happen. Guys, he's on the brink. So there are three Infinity Stones. One Infinity Stone is most likely going to fall because I don't have a lot of faith in Lampard. He's one of the worst managers in history. And who knows if not come for us, say what's up. Then the other Infinity Stone is United. That's the other Infinity Stone. And then the other Infinity Stone is Inter Milan. Now, I'll be doing all these calculations because this video is about Fergie and, of course, the Infinity Stones. So let's just deal with the Infinity Stones, then we'll go to Fergie. So the Infinity Stones, the league is done. It's already finished, it's done. I mean, Arsenal's attempt was pathetic. I mean, my lord. Like, I knew you were not going to win, but just the way in which you gave it up, mad. So that's already done. So whether Arsenal lose to Nottingham Forest or City give birth to a brand baby boy called Chelsea, it doesn't really matter. So that's the league is done. So the ones in question are the UCL and the FA Cup. So Inter Milan and Man United. And here's the thing. I think they win the treble. But if they're not to win the treble, United is the team that beats them, not Inter Milan. I feel that maybe Inter may be a harder matchup or so forth. I can't put my faith in a 72-year-old geriatric known as Dzeko. Shout out to Dzeko, I respect you. I'm not putting my faith in Dzeko. Luke Skywalker, he's my guy. I can't put faith in Luke Skywalker and Dzeko and Ataru and Martinez to say what's up. I can't put my faith in Acerbi and Bastoni to stop the onslaught of City, who just dropped a 4-piece on Real Madrid, which should have been an 8-piece. So I can't do that. But for Man United, of course, City are favourites. But if there is a team to beat them, it would be United. So if it's like, man, we missed the treble, it would be United in that FA Cup final because that is going to be a blockbuster game because there is so much on the line. And that is a perfect segue to Fergie. United fans, this is what you've been fearing. This is what you've been fearing. For so long, Fergie had a flex. And it was a good flex. The flex wasn't really about the amount of trophies he's won, longevity, he's taken Liverpool off the pitch. That's our flex. What was the real Fergie flex? What was the Fergie flex that said, all right, okay, cool? See, what was the flex that allowed Fergie to get into the club? What was the flex that said, okay, you know what, VIP? All the hot girls and chicks, check him out. Fergie's in VIP. He goes into VIP. So he doesn't go to the front door. You know how you have that special VIP entrance? Okay, Fergie, VIP entrance. Check it out. You actually have your own private DJ. Private DJ, private food and everything, you're away from the main club. So you actually have a club within a club. So basically, like, this was what made him a VIP merchant. So what's the flex? I'm the only dude in England who has a 3-piece. It's flex. I'm the only guy that has a treble. No other English club has a treble. That's a flex. That's a flex. No, other guys have won trebles and so forth, but within in England, only me. Guys, I understand what Real Madrid have done in the UCL. They restructured the UCL and so forth. It's amazing what they've done. But Barca fans can say we're the only Spanish team to win a treble. Twice. So that is something that United fans always held on to. They always held on to. They always held on to. To say, no, well, we won the treble. Hey, we won the treble. Because, no, it was even two. The only English team to win a treble, and City. Well done for those league titles and FA Cups. You've never won the Champions League. You've never won the Champions League. Something scary is going to happen. If City win the treble, Pep surpasses Fergie. That's it. Let's break it down. So let's argue. Let's like debate because this is a great debate. I love this debate, and we're going to be having this debate building up to the next few weeks. Let's work it out. Fergie can say Dodd would have had to walk with. Fergie can say Aberdeen. Fergie can say I built my United team from scratch. That's cool. Pep, could you win with Aberdeen? Pep, have you built a team from scratch with a bunch of fetus merchants? But Pep can reply and say, how good were your teams really? Were your teams ever considered truly the best team in the world? What impact did your teams make? How many points did you make? Because Pep can say 100 points, 98 points, consecutive wins record, goals record, the amount of records we've broken. We have set milestone upon milestone upon milestone upon milestone in this Prince Charles Invitational. So if he wins because here's the thing, let's keep it a stack. People are already talking about these guys as one of the best teams in history based on just the football they've played. Because as successful as those Fergie teams were and so forth, they never really they never left an endearing mark on football in the way that the Invincibles did, in the way that Bayern Munich 2013 team did, in the way that the MSN did, and in the way that this City team did. It's the way in which you played the freaking Ajax team and so forth. So that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing. Or the Real Madrid team who did a three-peat. These are teams who are considered truly special, like teams of all time. So if Pep does this treble, could get real. Because my thing is that quality United team and so forth, and people can say it's still Real Madrid. They dropped a four-piece. They beat that Real Madrid team 5-1 on aggregate. It gets real. It gets real. Like, I'm still coming to terms with what I just saw. I'm still coming to terms that you dropped a four-piece on these guys. And it was frighteningly one-sided. Frighteningly one-sided. So, like, that's a mark. That's a mark. So if Pep wins his treble, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you're a City fan, you got to flex. You have a flex. So we can have the debates. Well, could you win with Aberdeen? Could you build your own team? Cool. Fergie, you never got 100 points. You never got 98 points. You never got a goals record. And did your teams play the level of football and dominant football that the City team have played? Did your teams ever reconfigure and restructure a league the way that this team and City and Pep have? You know, I'm just putting it out there. United, it's in your hands. See, if someone else is the FA Cup final, I get it, but it is in your hands because that is why, guys, our FA Cup final. I'm making the thumbnail now because it gets. Because see, this is what I live for. Actually, guys, I'm an out of my merchant. I live off. That's like narratives. That's my oxygen. For United, Fergie is giving the team talk. I won't be surprised if Fergie will. I won't be, I won't be surprised if Fergie's on that bench in the dugout. Fergie, basically, this is the first time we're gonna have two managers. Forget assistants. This is the first time we're gonna have two managers. Ten Hag and Fergie will be in that dugout in the FA Cup final at Wembley. Fergie and Ten Hag will be at Wembley. So you know what? Let's get it. Because I'm sorry, there's a lot riding on this. There's a lot riding on this. United do not let Pep win this treble. If Pep wins this treble, I'm sorry. I think we get Fergie out the paint. I mean, we'll have the debates. So when it happens, we will have the debate and so forth. But if it happens, the ammunition City fans will have, it's going to be strong. Not only City fans, Barca fans. Because there are a lot of Pep sexuals who are Barca fans. So a lot of Barca fans will be like, I'm sorry, Fergie, get out of there, bro. Pep has done so much and has made so much of an impact on the game than you've freaking done. Remember, Pep out the blocks dropped his sextuple. Out the blocks, he dropped his sextuple. Basically, he literally came out of the womb and said, "Yo, sex." They didn't even wash the blood off of him. He came while the umbilical cord was attached. He dropped his sextuple. How do you drop a sextuple while the umbilical cord is attached to you? That's what Pep did. No, guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be graphic, but it gets real. It gets real. We'll talk more about it. We'll talk more about it, but that's what I'm saying, bro. It's it gets very, very, very real. Head over there for the official website. Head over to the official website, and I'll see you guys on the other one. It gets real.